YouTube, what's going on? This you got Professor Smellgood and we back, baby. Alright, you guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for the love, shares, likes, all of that good stuff, alright? Alright, so with that being said, okay, so this is what I want to talk about today. Because for a long time, I've been telling people, it's best you set up your oils in the grocery store. They said, no, I want to go to a flea market. I said, all right, it's not a problem, but I'm just saying this is best for you. If you want to set up in the grocery store, this is going to be best for you. But they insisted with the flea market. They said, I want to set up in the mall, right? I said, listen, but it's a lot of overhead. So, I mean, how are you going to make a lot of profit and if you got to pay $1,500 a month, right? And then you got to pay for your product so you can stay in business, right? And you got to restock to stay in business, right? And then if you got workers, you got to pay your workers, right? Gas, all of that, your bills, all of that stuff, right? That's where the 33, 33, 34% concept came from. They didn't want to listen. Now, they're seeing that Professor Smellgood was right on point. I was on point with it the whole entire time. Why is that? Let me tell you something about a scholar, man. Let me tell you something about a professor. The difference between a professor, a scholar or a professor, and the layman amongst the people. Let me tell you the difference. A scholar, a professor, can see a problem or a fitna, can see a fitna or a trial or a problem miles away before it comes and it hit the people. How you doing? You all right today? All right. They can see it miles away before it actually hits the people, right? And the whole entire time, the scholar, the professor is telling the people, listen, this is not a good idea. I would suggest you do this because what if this happens? They never listen. They never listen. How you doing today? All right. So they never listen. And you know what happens? Because, you know, miles and miles away is not a far distance, right? A person can walk a mile in 30 minutes. If they're walking at a nice pace, they can reach a mile in actually probably less than that. So they say, oh, no, that's not going to happen. And eventually what happens? It ends up happening, right? And so they were like, wow, Professor Smellgood, he was right on point when he said that, right? So now everybody is taking my advice now about setting up in a grocery store. I've been telling you guys this for the longest. I've been telling brothers and sisters this for the longest. Set up in a grocery store is a win-win situation. Why? All right, now, I told you, it's in the grocery store. People have to get groceries, especially at this time right now. The grocery stores are flooded, okay? That's number one. Number two, people got to get water. People, they're not going to be drinking that water that comes from the faucet. They're going to get the waters that come from what? What is it? They got the purified waters and they got the pure life and also pure, right? They want those type of waters, right? They're going to come and get that. And because of the situation and they don't know what this is going to lead to, whether it's a state shutdown, everybody is stocking up, okay? You got the toilet paper, right? You got the paper towels. You got the hand sanitizers, if they got that. You got the alcohol. How y'all doing today? All right. If they got that, okay? How's it going now? Food. Kids got to eat. And when I mean kids got to eat. And also, let me give you some advice as well. For all of you guys out there, right, that's buying a lot of stuff right now, because you know that what may happen, I would suggest you start getting the beans, the bag of beans, bag of rice, the Jiffy Mix, something that's going to stick when you actually, when you make it. And then, you know, just a small amount can fill you up and last you for a long time. The bags of rice, bags of beans, chickpeas, right, lentils, right? All of those different types of black-eyed peas, beans, man. Some that will stretch, spaghettis, noodles, ramen noodles, all of that stuff. Because in a situation like this, you're not trying to eat to live, because eat to live is expensive. You are trying to eat to survive. It's a totally different ball game now, you see? Because if I'm not mistaken, out there in California, they did a state shutdown. They shut everything down. Out there in New York, they shut everything down. So you got to get what you can get. So eat to live, you buying organic, expensive stuff, but you won't be able to feed all of your family like that. Especially if you got a big family. You got to eat to survive, man. Eat to live, eat to survive, two different things, right? You trying to eat to survive, right? Not eat to live, okay? Now, all of that traffic is coming in the grocery store. Don't forget, all of this traffic is coming through the grocery store, right? Which is a win-win situation for you, right? Which means that those days that used to be slow, there is no more slow days until this whole thing pass over. And I think personally, I think this is gonna last for a while, man. Over a year. I think this is gonna last for a nice little minute right here, okay? So this is the best place for anyone that's selling oils to be inside of a grocery store. I know a guy that's in the grocery store. It's only one guy I know that's in the grocery store. But if you're not, try to get in there. But it may be kind of tough though. It may be kind of tough now. How's it going? All right. Because of the whole situation that's going on and everything. But if you've been in there already, then you good. You good to go. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling guys this for the longest. I've been telling women this for the longest, and nobody never listened until now. And good thing I stopped going to California because I would go out there and sell my oils. I went out there the first time. The experience was great. But what I learned from it, I didn't make as much money. I probably made like $300 there, right? I made more money here than that. So I said I might as well just stay here. I never been back there since. If I would have went there, if I would have been still going, I would have actually been out there right now, and I would have been in a very, very sticky situation. Financially, and probably as far as with the housing situation as well. You know what I'm saying? So, because maybe I would have been in the place, an Airbnb, right? And I would have been in the room with somebody that actually had it, and I would have caught it. You see? So, and then also they shut the whole state down, so I can't walk around selling oil. So, for all of the brothers out there in California walking around selling oils, you can't make no money. I'm not saying that to celebrate, the casualty that's happening, but you can't make no money. You can't set up outside. Ain't nobody's out there. Even here, if you walking around selling oils, you can't make no money because ain't nobody really walking. Man, downtown Detroit looks like ghost town right now. It looks like, how's it going, Boston, right? It look like ghost town right now. Ain't nobody out. So how you gonna make some money? And not only this, but you're approaching people, new people. 80% of the time when you're selling oils out there, you are approaching new people. Don't nobody want to stop and do business with you, especially with this thing going around. See, people been knowing me for the past 6 years here, right? And just like I said, I got the gloves on. And the only reason I don't have my face covered is because I'm doing a video. How you doing? It's because I'm doing a video. And grocery stores, man. Perfect place to be, man, to sell your oils, man. A lot of people, they're out of jobs. I'm not out of a job. I still get the money. I still get to make money. I'm in a grocery store. Most people, they work in places and they can't make any money because they are actually working at a place where, a restaurant where people are not going to come there and sit down. And let me tell you something else about the grocery store. A beautiful thing about the grocery store as well. People come here and they pay their bills, right? People come here and they pay their bills, right? Which means they got a reason to come here and will see you. Because they're not really coming here to see you. But if they see you, they're going to do business with you. Because you're here, right? People come here to pay their bills, right? Get the money orders and stuff like that. That's the second reason. Third reason, I already mentioned the groceries. Bills, ATM machine. Fourth reason, right? So many reasons why people come to the grocery store, man, And especially people that got the bridge card, which means that they're going to be here every single month. And people that grocery shop at a certain grocery store, they normally come every single month. So it's not like you're just going to see them one time. Let me tell you something. 80% of my clients that come here and buy oils from me, they've been coming here for the past 6 years, man. They've been my clients for the past 6 years, right? The grocery store is kind of like the heart of the community, right? People are going to come here, get their groceries, get what they need to get a money order, send out money, right? ATM machine, right? Cash their check, that's another one, cash their checks. Bridge card, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be packed, first or third. People are going to come and they're going to do what they need to do and come and take care of their obligations. But the thing is, by you just being here, you also get, right? You get a surplus of that just for being here, right? So, The grocery stores is the best place to be. I've been telling you guys this for a while, man. Just like I said about the scholar and the professor, they can see a problem miles away, right? Before it actually hits the people. That's what I did. I've been telling you guys this. If you want to set up in the mall, ain't nobody going to the mall. Ain't nobody going to drive out to the mall just to come and buy some oils from you. Because in their mind, with this thing going on, it's not that serious. Because it's not a necessity, right? If you're in the flea market, ain't nobody going to drive out to the flea market just to buy some, hey, how you doing? All right, just to buy some oils from you, especially with this situation going on. Ain't nobody going to just drive out to the flea market just to buy some oils from you. They're not going to do it. Now, if you set up at a gas station, maybe that's a different ball game. In front of a gas station, that's a different ball game because people do got to that. Now, that may be a good idea, but also it's just that you would have to deal with the winter. But if you're in a place where it's great weather all year round, then that's a pretty good idea because people got to buy gas, people got to get around, right? If they come into the grocery store, they drive into the grocery store, best believe they got to get gas to get here. How's it going? So, but the malls, restaurant, all of them places, man, listen, they lost a lot of money. Their business has dropped dramatically since this stuff has happened, man. McDonald's, business dropped dramatically. Wendy's, KFC, right? 5-star restaurants, even hotels, man. Even hotels, right? NBA, NFL, concerts, Little Caesars Arena, closed down, right? Even the courts closed down. You cannot even get a court case now. You can't even get a court case. I mean, you can't even set a court date, right, for a court case, right? The courts are closed down because they fear that somebody will come in and spread it. You see? Grocery store is essential. It's essential. Because people are trying to survive. And the main thing that people need to survive is mainly water and food. But also as well, the hospitals closed down too. Let me just tell you that. Hospitals closed down. You can only get in the hospitals except by appointment only. Appointment only. Which means what? It's a good idea for people to start getting into the herbs. So if you're in a grocery store and you're selling herbs, excellent idea. Because you can't get medicine. I mean, you can't go to the hospital, right? You can't just walk in. You got to get an appointment. And God knows, Allah knows how long that's going to take because how many people you got ahead of you actually have an appointment already? With the herbs, right? The herbs. Grocery store. If you selling herbs in the grocery store, and you selling oils and herbs, they can get their smell goods and they can get their what? Their health supplies because people will get sick too. Very, very good idea, man. I'm telling you, grocery store is where it is, man. As I was saying, let me get back to the point. The professor and the scholar, they see a problem miles and miles away before it gets to warn you that it may happen. Because they see something that you don't see. They have insight or foresight. Well, they can see something that may afflict the people before it actually happened. That's what I was telling you guys before. Set up in the grocery store. Nobody wanted to listen until now. Right? The layman, let me tell you the difference. I already told you about the scholar and the professor. Now, this is what the layman does. The layman, he waits until the problem arises, and then he tried to be reactive. Not proactive, reactive. He's reacting to the situation. He wait until he get in the midst of the problem, and now he's trying to figure his way out. I think somebody's trying to call me. Yep, my daughter's calling. I'm about to call you back, sweetie. And then you try to figure your way out, which is it's very stupid, man. It's stupidity because if you got and that's the difference. That's the reason why I love the OGs and the seniors. The seniors, the old school people, man. They were always. My daughter, she's a daddy's girl. My daughter's a daddy's girl. She will keep calling until I answer the phone. So I'm gonna pack it up in a minute. So the seniors, they live so long, man. At 50 years old, 60 years old, they live so long that they saw it all. So they understand, they see things before it actually come into play. As for people that are young, You know what happened? They are very impatient and they're very risky. And it's sad to say, but you got some 50-year-olds or some people that are close to 50 that they still have that young man mentality, which is they're very hasty, very risky, right? They're very hasty and they're very risky, right? And they fall into the situation, and now they're scratching their head trying to figure out how can they get out of this. Well, the senior was giving you some advice, but you didn't take heed to it. And now you got to suffer. And if all of the people you led into that, they got to suffer as well. And you got to face the regret of actually leading them into the problem. When all you had to do is refer the situation to the seniors. That's all you had to do. Refer the situation over to the seniors, man. It's not going to cost you to just be quiet and close this and just open these. It's not going to hurt you to close this and open these right here. It's not going to hurt you at all. It's only going to increase you in humility and humbleness. You learn a lot when you listen, man. You think I got to this point by talking a lot? No, I talk a lot now because I listen a whole lot before. That's the reason why I'm privileged to talk now, because I have listened a whole lot. So you're leading people into a problem, and then when people they suffer under your hands, and now you receive the guilt, and it depends if you're humble or not, because if you're not humble, what's going to happen is you're going to make an excuse for, oh, well, it was meant to happen. No, it wasn't meant to happen. No, you caused that to happen. It was meant to happen. It was meant for you to be hasty and lead people into a problem, and for you to bear the guilt of leading people into that harm. That was meant to happen. But also, somebody gave you advice before you was able to lead people. That's why the singers are so, listen, man, I'm 33 years old. The same age as Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised him to himself. But I'm going to tell you one thing that I've seen, man. I'm 33 years old, but I have spent a nice deal of my life, especially within the past 12 years, being around a lot of old school cats. And I'm going to tell you, with young guys, I've seen a lot of young guys make hasty decisions, and they suffered. They suffered. And the old schools will always tell them, you should do this, you should do this. Be patient. They never listened. How y'all doing? They was hasty and they suffered. And sometimes your kids will suffer because you're hasty. Take your time, man. Listen to the people that are specialized in the field. You don't have to always know it all. You don't have to always know it all. It's okay to say, I don't know, educate me. You don't have to be always the person giving the answer. And 9 times, because you know with this coronavirus thing, it's sad that some people say this is not deadly. When this first happened, people speaking without knowledge and they say it's not deadly. Come to find out, you know what happened? I don't know the exact number, but I know thousands of people are dying from this stuff, especially people that got weak immune system, lung problems, smoke cigarettes a lot, smoke weed a lot, right? Lung problems, lung cancer, elderly people, right? They have died from this. They have died from this. And it's sad to say that a lot of black people are not really taking this issue seriously. It's like I said, the only reason I got my mouth uncovered right now is because I'm making this video right now. But no, I was like this before I actually made the video, you know? So, and I'm going to try to find one of the masks. So I'm not saying I'm going to do it every day, but most of the days I'm going to do it. You know, you got people, you know, black people especially, man, they just playing basketball and, you know, passing cigarettes to strangers. How you doing? Passing cigarettes to strangers as if it's, you know, there's nothing serious going on. And there's an article that something that happened in New York, in Jersey recently, where there was 25 people. 25 people, they all family members. They got together, had a family dinner at the house. Sat down and ate together. One of the persons had the virus. He didn't even know he had it. Because 80% of the people that got the virus, they don't even know they got it, and they give it to somebody else. And especially if you're young and you have a good immune system, it won't affect you as much, but you still got it. And you can pass it to someone that immune system is not that strong, and you can possibly be the reason why they pass away. You did it. Because they said don't mix and mingle unless it's not. Only reason I'm here is because it's necessary, man. Like, other than this, I'm at home. But because I got to work. And I'm still being precautioned. I got my hand sanitizer, I got my hand sanitizer, excuse me. Got my alcohol, got my gloves, face covered. Now, so, what I was talking about. How you doing? So, what I was talking about. What's up, boss? All right? All right. So what happened was, yeah, people just going around. Oh, it's 25 people, right? One of them had it, and that person gave it to 5 people of the family members that was at the dinner. Of those 5, 3 were elderly, and those 3 passed away. You see? And what you gonna say? Oh, it was meant to happen. That's very selfish, man. I would not want to be around a person like that. A person that petty, a person that selfish. It's just like, for example, a person around here screwing around with women unprotected, and he get AIDS, and he know he got AIDS, and he go around and he mess around with a woman, and he give it to her knowing he got it, and she died, and he says, oh, well, it was meant to happen. No, it wasn't meant to happen. You share a portion in that punishment. You're going to be held responsible as well. You knew. You gave it to her. You knew. You know what I'm saying? What kind of thinking is that? What kind of thinking is that? You tell me. That's why people like that, you can't have people around, because people like that will always risk what you got, will risk your family, because of them being so hasty and not thinking. That's the disease of the young. I wish I remembered this statement from Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. I heard Umar al-Suleiman, he mentioned a very beautiful statement by Umar. I don't remember the phrase, man, but it was something related to this about being hasty, and how it was a senior came and gave advice, and he was right, and the young person was hasty, and he was wrong, and the senior was right. I wish that I could remember this statement. But anyhow, I'm going to put some information below from some special... Hey, now.
Hey.
You all right?
Yeah, I was thinking about, probably too late to get eggs from yesterday to bring some something up, boy. I was like...
You should have called me.
She said, no, it's going to be too late because you probably got time to go get it, so...
How about next Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, I'll see you then, all right?
Will,
All right. Okay, so I'm going to put some information in the description box below from people that are specialized. Man, I'm talking about, and Muslim community, this is enough. Well, let me just get back to what I was saying before, because I'm gonna address everything. All right, so a lot of black people, they're not taking this thing serious. They're passing cigarettes. They're mixing and mingling with strangers. Cough, not even covering their mouth. Sneeze, not covering their mouth. Going to the bathroom, using the bathroom, not washing their hands, nothing, right? How y'all doing? All right. Smell good. It's got to smell good. So they're not really taking this issue really, really carefully. They're not taking it serious. You see what I'm saying? So, and as a result, that is actually a breeding ground for the stuff to continue to spread. I completely 100% see the hikmah, the wisdom, why the scholars had unanimously agreed that all of the mosques should be shut down for Jummah prayer and for congregational prayer. I see why, because people don't take this issue serious. I see why. I honestly see why. I see the wisdom in it. These people have been studying Deen for the past, some of them, the seniors, man, been studying for 60 years, man. 60 years, 70 years old. Start studying when they was at the age of 10, man. Why would you not take their advice? All them years that they've been studying, why would you not take their advice? She got Professor Smellgood. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to put the information in the description box below. Thank you guys for watching. About the specialists talk about this issue. Thank you guys for watching. Professor Smellgood.